In the grapevine town of Texas on a September day so fine, Gamestop dropped their Q2 bomb and man, it blew my mind. 972 million in the bank, beating all the estimates. EPS at 25 cents, leaving analysts in fits. Net income 168.6, the surge that's hard to beat. Bitcoin holding, stacking high, making Wall Street feel the heat. Oh, rate Cohen's on the X, dropping truth bombs left and right. Not bad for a piece of crap retailer, he tweeted in the night. GameStop's rising from the ashes, stock is climbing. Adjusted earnings shining bright, revenue on the rise. From the lows of yesteryear, now there's touching sky. No conference call, just the release, keeping it real and raw. Investors bracing for the vol, but the numbers drop the jaw. Barron's, Yahoo, Shack, News 2, all singing the same tune. GameStop back and better under that harvest moon. Truth bombs left and right. Not bad for a piece of crap retailer, he tweeted in the night. GameStop's riding from the ashes, stock is climbing 8 tonight. Earnings call, not just the stacks, turning doubters into light. Stock madness to crypto plays, they're rewriting the game. Cohen's vision steering strong, no more playing it tame. $500 million in Bitcoin, that's the whisper on the street. Piece of cloud, now king of crap, can't be beat. So here's the GameStop's earnings glowing, Ryan's cheeky post. In the world of stocks and tweets, they're the ones we toast. September 9th, 2025, a day we'll all remember. GameStop fires burning bright, embers into December.
With the information.
Nope. All right, guys. I don't know how many people are still alive. Sorry. Don't know how many people are still awake at this point in time. I know it's a little bit late, but I was a bit busy. Busy, a little bit busy. Was kind of watching, let me see, this presentation here. Pretty cool, Robinhood and all that stuff. I know Robinhood has a bad rap, but they've been kind of improving their platform and all that stuff. It's still payment to order flow, but still though, they've been improving their, I guess, usability, more gearing towards like trading platform and all that stuff. So yeah, they've been kind of sharpening their tools and all of that. Pretty impressive from what they're trying to get this platform to do. If you are a trader, obviously. I'm not like one of those like watching chart all the time. I do watch price, but I do not trade based on that at all. But I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm actually waiting for people to join. But anyways, there is a function here that I'm kind of wanted to talk about. Imagine if, Rowan Kitty were to come back and get on this platform. Talking about GameStop. But anyway, if you watch this presentation, you would understand what I'm trying to say here. apparently you could share, your trades and all that stuff, and it's live. It's pretty cool. And apparently you could verify your identity and all that stuff now. Of course, if you want to stay anonymous, right? But every single trade that you place apparently is broadcast live. If you are, one of those people who are, you like Rowan Kitty, right? Posting a YOLO YOLO anything, and then people could just copy his trade and all that stuff. But anyway, any one trade actually. And so they have one where you could track like whales, institution, or even politician too. That's also another, one of those things where they're, people, again, there's so many different types of traders out there, or market participants. Some people would just, coming up with their own conclusion about a certain company and all that stuff. But there are, people who are very influential and really, influence the trades and all that stuff. But yeah, one of those function. This is the one that I'm like, oh, I wonder if Rowan Kitty would have joined. Everybody's gonna be like crazy on that. But anyway, so that's just a snippets of little snippets. Reason why I was on there was because I was looking for this live overnight trade on Robinhood, and you could see again. This is like overnight trade. Great, take it with a grain of salt. Doesn't mean if it goes crazy. Remember when it was trading at $80 a share, and then the next morning it just straight back down to like $60. So take that with a grain of salt. But as of today, right now, at this moment in time, you could see there 6% up, close to 7%, if you want to count that. But again, just be aware. Of course, people are going to says all sorts of things. I watch Moran's a lot, and so every video he posts, obviously. So I agree with what he was, telling you guys, where just be careful, Yes, we are excited about the earnings. I was so excited to see, the number and all that stuff. But people were like, why are you smiling all the time today? At work, it's like, okay, yeah. I mean, did the stock doing well? But anyway. Yeah, I was grinning about the result. Obviously, this is a long time coming. Now, I know the price action doesn't seem, all that, what is it, exciting at the moment. Who knows, tomorrow and then the next 3 months. And especially with this warn coming in, I don't know. It's tough to even, stay still. But anyway, so this morning I add one more call to my long-term one. I'm not talking about like short-term. So I did have 4, but that was it. The total, I had 3, add 1 today, and then I don't know if tomorrow I'm gonna add more, but I'm not, I'm not gonna hold these calls for long, you guys. So all you hopefully you guys know that. But with calls, you don't want to hold too long. But again, depends on how bullish you think that this company is gonna do. Of course, shares is going to be the best case scenario, because now owning calls is not going to give you the rights to that warrants. Okay, so of course, if the price going crazy tomorrow, okay, and then my call is in the money, which is $25 at the moment in time. So hopefully it continue, from now on. Now again, they could smack it down tomorrow just to last ditch effort to try to scare people, to say, hey, the sentiment is not bad, it's not good. Job market, think about this, okay? There's still the looming threat of recession, depression, or whatever. the narrative tomorrow could be, is because, the inflation data is coming. So that's another, point that you might want to tame your expectation a little bit here if you want to go in all in on calls and all that stuff. But as far as like share goes, I don't mind owning GME at this price point. Obviously, anything below $32 is a steal, in my opinion. Well, actually, 60. Remember my five times book. Anything below 5 times book is a pretty good deal for me. Ever since, the beginning. But anyway, so I'm gonna continue to add more, obviously, and I'm still debating whether I should, sell my crypto real quick and go in before October. Anyway, I'm still deciding. But as far as like my moon back, I still have those, and of course, like my moon back is my moon back. But with this news, right, with this particular earnings report, I just feel a little bit more antsy in buying as much as I can right now. So I'm debating. I'm still debating. And I did sell some cash secure put for this week, and hey, if they drop it below my cash secure put, I do have like various strike price at this moment in time. So I might just wait until the end of the week to see where the price is, and then I'll go from there. I'm standing to accumulate at least another 500 shares if it's fall below $22 a share by the end of this week. So yeah, bring it down. Short it, whoever I short this, could you please short it down to $22? just long enough to for me to exercise this buy put. Let's see. But yeah, so that's just my action now. Of course, anything could change by tomorrow. We will see. I am going to try to sell my crypto, just a portion, not too much. Just a portion to add even more. But we'll see though, we'll see. I need to kind of ask my sister what she want to do too. So, but anyway, so that is going to be just the decision that I have to make for myself. But as far as like the earnings go, you guys, come on, you guys, we've been. Oh man, I don't even know how to cover this. I mean, okay, so for the longest time, what do they tell us? Like, the revenue is down. Revenue is down. Look, the declining revenue. Oh my goodness, right? Every single time you would hear stuff like that. And now that we're beating revenue to the tune of close to double digit, in my opinion, but 8% silence, right? Nobody cares, nobody cover it, and it's just like, silence. Now we know why it's been silent, like Yahoo Finance, where are you, Brian Susie? The success is crazy, in my opinion, because it's been a long time coming, and we kind of expected this. Obviously, if you've been, investing in this company for a long time, you would know, the not a struggle, but like it's a struggle to tell people, hey, this company is actually doing the right thing at the right time, cutting at the right time, right? Look at the job market today. When you're seeing these type of number, right? The revision just revised back, and it's like terrible, like even worse than it was expected before. And whether those numbers is being botched or whatever, the number is declining. Okay, jobs has been gone, whether it's due to AI or whatever, layoffs or whatever. And these type of trend has been, I guess felt, or what's the term, has been determined by our leadership, which is Gamestop. That's what they were expected. It's like when you have this monetary policy of, inflating no matter what, then you have to catch up to it based on the job demands, based on the real demand that comes from the market. Okay? And so with this leadership, they knew like, hey, the demand wasn't really there to begin with. So why do we need to have all these stores? And so began cutting costs aggressively to meet the demand, the real demand that we have right now. So this is the real demand that you've seen right now at this moment in time. Can you imagine the demand at this moment in time, and we're still coming positive? I mean, so we're positive in the time in which we're not supposed to be positive, when people don't even have money to spend, you guys. Now, I want you to think about 5 years from now, whenever the economy is doing better. If we're doing this good at this time, when people are complaining about how much money they have left over to spend, can you imagine when, we're all like money hand over fist again, Now, I don't know how long that's going to be. I don't know how long the market's actually going to recover. The mainstream is going to recover. When will people have more money to spend at the end of the day or at the end of the month? Again. So that's the only challenge about, investing in companies like GameStop, is that, you are kind of having to wait for the discretionary spending to turn up again. Now, with that being said, though, my point is that they're doing better when people are crumbling, which kind of what I expected, right? Because again, no matter what the data is showing for the economic data out there, bonds are doing some crazy things, right? The reaction from the TLT and all that stuff. And the bond market is going to break at some point. But right now, obviously, people are going to rush into bonds at some point. Right now, people are risk on type thing. So you're going to see, the money printer coming on again. But this is going to be the opportunity for you to cash out, right? When it goes berserk. The bubble is going to be there. Right? I don't know about this particular stock, but as far as like crypto and all that stuff, it's going to go wild. Asset class going to go higher too, because the Fed's going to have to lower the rate at this moment in time. We just don't know to what degree. Should Jerome still stay at 25 basis point and just slowly inching, or just cut it off, one whole basis point, 100 basis point? Am I saying that right? Well, 25 basis, okay, yeah, 100, which is 1 whole %. That's what I'm trying to say. So now if he come out and say, you know what, we've been kind of slow to the game, and so we need to cut as quickly as possible in order to, for labor market to get back to the normal again. Well, everybody's been complaining about there's no jobs, right? for the last 2 years, you guys, like it's been diminishing. Okay, the job creation out there is not there anymore. Now, if people turn out to be losing jobs left and right, which is you've heard about layoffs starting to roll out, and so that's going to take some time to get to the economy. But if the money printer coming back out, you're gonna see this stock doing something amazing, right? Now, not this particular stock, obviously every risk on asset. Unfortunately, we're still in the risk on asset type of stock category, even though we're not risky at all. If you buy at this price point, obviously you're just buying into the cash position that you have. And we've been, saying this quite a bit, and it's crazy that people don't see that you're buying into cash position right now. And to say that is bad, it's so stupid. I don't know how people could say that is a stupid thing, where you buying in exchange for cash, right? Report for attendance. Hey, what's up? I hope you're happy with the result today. Pretty amazing, if you ask me. But yeah, I mean, we beat double digit on EPS. Obviously, we kind of noted that. Secret weapon to the short worn. Yeah, of course. I feel like the secret weapon is not the worn. No, it's the balance sheets. Come on, like this. I really think it's the balance sheets, obviously, and the interest payment and all that stuff, and the compounded growth that we have been accumulating. Keep in mind, you guys, we haven't made any move to buy any more Bitcoin, which I wouldn't say I am disappointed. No, not at all. I would love, maybe the next few days, if they could buy more. But again, what I want them to do is to use just the profit, or even just the interest payment, right? The $80 million that we got from just interest, buy more Bitcoin, just add the interest. And that's risk-free, type deal to accumulate more of the, rarest asset class in the whole freaking world over here. And so, and the fact that we are already in profit, with the reporting, it's something that is making sense. Right now, we only have 4% of our, whole asset going into Gamestop. No, sorry, going into Bitcoin. So I would love to have at least 10%, just again, because I believe in Bitcoin, obviously. Bitcoin is the hardest asset class in the world in a minute. Eventually, in the next decade or so. So it's better to have more of that. Okay. Now, the other thing is that I think having Ethereum would be a good thing too. But I don't know. Maybe he's just waiting on the drop still, and the inflation data, and whether the Fed's gonna, starting to lower the rate, or he's gonna, try to at least save the labor market before it's too late. Okay. And when you hear Jerome Powell speak about data dependent and all that stuff, right? You have to wonder, it's like, okay, so why do you use these type of data, like labor market data? Oh, the labor is robust and all that stuff. Like they're not concerned. And all of a sudden, you have the revision, and then now it's like job loss. Okay, so what do? Do you overcorrect and then just do a 1% down, or you just keep trucking along with the high interest rate? Now, either way, GameStop is going to do well because the higher the yield, the better, right, for the cash that they have. And if they have no yield at all from the Fed lowering the rate, I'm sure they're going to try to deploy that cash elsewhere, okay? Whether it's more Bitcoin or more into the business in some other way, shape, or form, to increase more, footprint, perhaps, right? Who knows? But it seems like we're still going to cut the cutting costs, continuously, wherever we can, because again, guys, the economy is not doing well right now, and so it makes sense to continue to do what is right. But I think if you look at the section where it shows the U.S. versus the other country, international branch, you see that only U.S. was the one that was in profit. That's insanity, right? So that this is why Brian Cohen's trying to sell the Canadian one, and then and the French branch, because we were losing money, right? Otherwise, we would have had more operational income coming in. So, to the people that are bitching and moaning, right? Look at this. So the US was, what is this? I don't like this. This. Why is this here? How do I? This is annoying. Okay, what is this, guys? Okay. Doesn't want me to click out. Okay. That took me a while. Okay. Come back. So, okay, right now Australia, $6 million. Hey, money is money. We sold this off, Canadian, sold it off. And now we have Europe. It's the only lonely person over here. Stores that are at a loss. Now Australia, I guess, it has some revenue stream and also operating income coming in, which is good. But we want more, right? Of course, the US is the only one. And so to come at 66, you guys, 66. Can you imagine? And then income, look, interest income. Obviously, I thought it was like 94. So the interest probably came down a little bit, as before. So it's probably, again, lower bill. Was it? Less than a year, treasury bill. So because of the curve, right? Long term now is going to receive more in percentage than short term. So, but we wanted to stay liquid, obviously. So that's why instead of 95 million, we got only 80 million. But even saying that, only 80 million, just $80 million, nothing much. But yeah, so net income coming in like crazy. Of course, yeah, most of it is like we've received more interest payment than the actual money itself. But remember, when they tell you, well, we're never going to be profitable, right? We're never going to amount to do anything. considering, you know, just like Ron Kitty, not Ron Kitty, just like Ryan Cohen was tweeting about, like, not too bad for a piece of shit company, right? Something like that. So, pretty self-aware in that statement. Of course, it's a sarcastic point of view, but it's just a testament that we've been doing pretty well, and we're not doing too bad. Okay, that we're not just some fly-by-night, some meme companies out there who just, you know, meme stock, right? Just to engage, and we're doing real business over here. Okay. And we're building to last. We're building to create shareholder equity, shareholder value here. And we're not just here just for the squeeze either, right? Even though that will be fun. That will be fun. We're here for the long term. But man, it's crazy. Yeah. Again, like, what else should I be saying about this? You know, we have beat expectation. Now next quarter, obviously we're gonna beat more. We're gonna beat the expectation again, and we're gonna beat it again until the next year, until we get into the S&P 500. So for at the moment, if you look at what our goal is, obviously, yeah, look at this: beat, 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 beat. Wait, maybe one more, and then we're gonna go to the moon. Probably, right? Now, every institution out there, they're put on notice now, right? That we have been transforming, complete, right? And whether they're gonna be like, well, this is only one quarter. We need more data backing, you know, more earnings report, better ones. Perhaps we need to see at least 4 consecutive quarter in which that, you know, the operating income is going to come ahead. So perhaps they're still waiting on that. But Larry Chain has been, this is funny. Larry Chain was posting quite a bit, and he was posting, hold on, let me see if I could find it. The institutional ownership increasing, right? Remember, it used to be 33, right? Wherever he pull it out from here. Not quite sure where he got it. Of course, like if you look at Fintel, it's different. You look at that one. That one says 46, and of course, this is probably including the insider. You know what? Not Warren Kitty, sorry. Ryan Cohen has, and then, you know, the insider ownership is including in that. Perhaps that's probably why. And then, what is he trying to signal? Well, he's trying to signal is that institutional ownership is going to increase. It's logging for future reference. And so next quarter, you're going to see more institutional investment coming in, whether it's they're going to tell you or not. But I am of a big believer that if the institutional ownership is starting to increase to more than, you know, 51%. If you have more than 51%, that's when the MOAS is going to happen. So we might have to wait for the next 2 quarters to see whether that is going to happen or not. And then S&P 500, that's going to be crazy, even more crazy, right? Now, if these people are smart, obviously, the shorters, apparently they're smarter than us, right? Investing in this piece of crap. Again, relative, right? It's just a relative term. And for people who are shorting the company, obviously, they either have to buy it back before the date, you know, the expiration date over here. And so you have about a year or so to make the decision whether you want to, you know, buy the warrants to deliver to people, or just tough it out, right? Okay, do you have the ability to buy these warrants back for people? Now, as far as like the, you know, synthetic shares and all that stuff, I have no idea. The swaps, perhaps they already have a counterparty for that, to hedge their position. And if they couldn't find any counterparty for those swaps, I am sure they're gonna try to get as many shares as possible before that date. I don't know. Again, there's no timeline on this thing, you guys. So they might find a way to keep the price low still before they have to, you know, deliver. Perhaps they're gonna pump other stock to try to pay for this type of, you know, buying pressure. But again, like that's assuming that there is any type of shares that we don't know about, right? Excluding this, right? The short interest right here. So of course, this is the report shorted interest. We don't know if any more of this, but just going by this alone, you still have a high short interest, you guys. 16% is a lot, okay? And if you trying to buy this in one go in the dark pool, obviously, okay, but you need this type of money. So you would need, you know, most of them don't have the money, you guys, okay? They have to borrow it. They have to over leverage it even more. I don't know. Again, that's their headache, you know, if they're shorting this, that's their headache to figure it out. All I know is that, you know, I'm buying more. I'm accumulating more. Anyway, up or down tomorrow. Things can change overnight. I wonder if they are going to short. Yeah, I mean, anything's possible, honestly, you know, and I feel like any economic data that comes tomorrow, which is inflation data, they could try to scare the market. If they drop the S&P 500 by 10% tomorrow, it's gonna freak some people out. But that doesn't change anything about the company, though. You know, if the price come down at 22, lower than 22, good for me. I'm gonna accumulate. You know, I sold some puts today. And so the strike price varies, but the lowest one is 22. So if they come and bring it down to 22, I'll exercise. You know, I'll get the share at that price and then, you know, my strike price and call it a night. And then just wait for my warrant to show up. So of course, like, you know, from that time, if you're long on this company, if you're, you know, investor, obviously you've been accumulating. And if you haven't established any position, obviously I'm bullish, I'm biased. So I'm gonna want to accumulate as much as I can before the warrants issuance. So before October, right, which is the end of this month. So yeah, so if there's any short position, people are scared over leverage on some position, yes, of course they're going to try to close their position, I hope, if they're smart. If not, okay, let's play that game, you know, kick the can down the road even more. Hoping that Gamestop or leadership's going to trip and then, you know, and then they're going to take the opportunity to kick us down. Who knows, right? Anything could happen in business too, you guys, so understand that as well. But just because we have a good earnings today doesn't mean that it's going to continue to go that way. Although I do have good high hopes and confidence that we're not gonna lose any money at this moment in time. It's hard to lose $1 billion when you have $1 billion in cash, right? The only way that we could lose is if you just doing something stupid. But keep in mind too, you guys, if we use that money to buy in any other asset, including Bitcoin, there will still be risk associated with that. Okay. And so the price point is going to fluctuate based on that. When people are saying like, well, you're just buying cash, like you're buying, multiples of book value and all that stuff. Typically, I was listening to this guy in the morning. I forgot his channel's name now. Some trading guy, who always talk very negative about GameStop, right? Because he's shorting. I don't know if he still have the short position, but he was just telling you like, hey, you're buying 2x their 2x their cash position, and it's like, well, it's not really 2x, right? Because he didn't even account it for the convertible notes, right? How much we got from the convertible notes. Now, I know there's some nuance in that. Of course, like if you follow GameStop, you would understand that the note in and of itself, it's 0% free money. Yes, you have to pay that back. But if you have free money for 5 years, are you telling me you're not going to take that money and earn, at least 20% from that just in cash alone? No risk whatsoever, right? Worst case scenario, you have to give that money back, okay? If it's below a certain price, right? Hold on, let me see. Here. So yeah, you have to give this money back, which is 1.5, right? But you have it for another 5 years. Well, close to 4 now because we've been using it. But, okay, so are you saying that in 5 years, GameStop cannot make $1.5 billion to cover that? Of course they will. They are going to make that. Look at how much they make a quarter at the moment. So just assuming that we're gonna make, how about this? Every single quarter now we're gonna make this. How many quarters in a year? 4 quarters. That's 6. Okay, 60. $600 million. That's again not even accounting for the compound interest and all that stuff. No. Worst case scenario, right? That's a year times 5. What is that? That's $3 billion. You're telling me they can't do that in perpetuity? Of course they're gonna be able to do that. And again, that's not even accounted for compounded interest. So by the year 2030, we're gonna be able to pay this off with more, compounded interest in that. Okay. And then by the time we get to this particular one, in 2 more years, we're going to have even more money, more earnings, right? Now, people are assuming that Jimmy is just going to stay stagnant like this. They're not going to use that money to do anything. That's the impression. And of course, that's why they price GameStop at this price, even though it should be priced at a higher price. Okay? Because right now, they're just pricing GameStop as if they only have this business right here, no cash whatsoever, right? So even with this business that pull in money, $66 million a share, $66 million this quarter, right? They still, right? That's the valuation that they give right now, as if it's like a struggling retail business right now. Which we're not struggling by any mean whatsoever. We used to struggle, yes, because, we burn so much money, okay? I mean, look at the change right here. I mean, look at that. $400 million swing. That's not good? Huh? Really? You're telling me? You're telling me this stock is only worth $13 a share. Okay, now I'm gonna have to up the the analysis. So now it's gonna be what, $15 a share? Okay, all right. Just keep trailing. Just keep trailing. Of course, yeah, anything has risk factor, you guys, like, of course, like, I'm sure it's gonna say like short squeeze and all that stuff. Bitcoin, yeah, market volatility historically. So we know all that, but and of course with the 0%, laying down, step by step of, so the total, yeah, as if August 2nd, we had 4.2 outstanding aggregate principal amount. So 4.2, which we will be able to cover that. At least cover this one in 5 years, okay? And then the next 2 years, we will cover the rest. Assuming that we're not going to issue more, right? Assuming that we're only going to stay stagnant at $600 million a year, including the interest payment. Right? I know. It includes in interest. For now. Hold on, you guys. Let me see if I... No mercy. Right here. Anyway, I was just looking at this. So the net income, obviously this is just 1 quarter. Okay, so what is that? I mean, assumption, right? Assumption. Assuming that they're gonna do the same thing for the next quarter. Again, a lot of assumption. I get it. They might flop tomorrow. I mean, they might flop next quarter. But that's 4 quarter times 5. Okay. Again, this is including the interest, not including the compounding effect that comes from this being just, again, some interest coming in there. So by 5 years, you're gonna see $3 billion more, assuming that they're not doing anything with that cash except just park it. And not to mention, you guys, Bitcoin going up in price in 5 years. Where do you think Bitcoin's gonna go in 5 years? Do you think Bitcoin's just gonna stay at this price for 5 years? Forevermore until the end of time? No! In 5 years, you don't know where Bitcoin's gonna be? A lot, like 10x from here. Okay, 10x. There's a lot of development in Bitcoin. Okay, ownings and all of that stuff. Everyone is scrambling right now to get crypto legislation. Even Democrat sides, they're trying to get the crypto regulation to be more bipartisan now. So crypto is here to stay. Bitcoin is here to stay, you guys. If Jimmy want to add Ethereum, obviously that's going to amplify the gain even more. And also too, they could use that as a promotional for their NFT as well, transaction or of some sort, like in the blockchain world. But yeah, right now with the PSA, what is it? The Power Pack online beta, still in beta, obviously. So with that too, we can't even like estimate what the revenue is gonna be coming in, and the profit's gonna come in with that, because they just rolled it out within this next quarter. So we're gonna see that. We're gonna see that more. Okay. What is this? I wonder if they're going to... Yep. Nah, I don't know about the dilution. If more dilution, okay, more money to the bank. Are we still in that? Like, okay. Okay, basically for GameStop to go up, we need a buyer. Wait, we need buyers. And there's not enough buyer. It's not that there's not enough buyer. No, that's not true. There is enough buyer. It's just that the price, it's being suppressed. Again, in my opinion, obviously, I've been watching this stock trade quite a bit, and you understand that there is like some, wet blanket force effect. What does Gamestop need to attract buyers? Nothing. I mean, just continue to do whatever they're doing right now. It's not that, like I said, guys, think about this. There's a lot of institutional ownership out there, or institution out there, that don't even know anything about GameStop. Isn't that crazy? Like, is that a crazy? Because it's so small. It's too small, right? You would be surprised, like if Berkshire Hathaway, right? Warren Buffett, if he even know what GameStop is trying to do. It's not that they don't have it. It's just that they have so many other companies out there. 400, remember Larry Chain was tweeting about how he was talking to some board that they're looking for like hundreds of companies every single quarter and all that stuff. And they don't even know what GameStop is trying to do. So as big as you think GameStop is going to be because of the social media and all that stuff, institutions that they have bigger fish, to at least look at and all that stuff. And again, retail business has been kind of putting in the back burner because it's so bad, the economy and all that stuff. So that factors also could factor into the fact that no institution would want to buy it. As far as buyers, we've been buying. Like retail has been buying. It's just that the orders in which you are, placing, it's bunched into the dark pool, right? They don't want the price movement and all that stuff. And even institution buying. Why do you think, the institution ownership right here increase? They've been buying. It's not that we're, what does GameStop has to do? They just need to do what they've been doing, which is, doing the right business, doing the right, action in order to make profit, right? So that they're not burning cash, that they're not expanding where it's not needed, right? And, the growth, they will grow in a better environment. Right now, it's not the time to grow. Right now, it's a time to accumulate as much money as possible because we don't know where the storm is yet. The storm hasn't hit yet, you guys. Okay. Stock is all-time high. S&P 500 is still all-time high. Okay. You heard about Oracle. I guess they had an earnings today and it went up 20% a day. So that AI bubble is still there. Now, of course, when it bursts, it's gonna hurt someone, right? But retail's gonna want to chase those type of gain, and they think that AI is it and all that stuff. So, so those type of stock is going to suck all of the liquidity up there. But eventually, people are gonna come to find out that hey, there's some stocks out there that will do fine during the, stock market crash. Okay. And like I said, even if GME were to crash down to $10 tomorrow, nothing changed about the company. The company will still have the money. And institution knows that more than you, more than I. more than retails out there who's still chasing, right? And so eventually those retail, either they're going to have to, if they're smart, right, they would sell those highly inflated price to roll back into, companies like this, where value is going to be evaluated correctly, right? 5 times books, or business that actually earn money is going to get more of that funding flowing from the top to the bottom. And again, institution, why do you think Warren Buffett has so much money? Because he's waiting for this opportunity like this type thing. Now, I know it's crazy to think that eventually Warren Buffett's going to buy GameStop. I don't know at what point, but eventually it's going to enter to his radar. Yeah, or, hopefully he's going to be alive to do that. But if not, his successor might see value in GameStop too. So that will be a sight to see. But as far as right now, again, GameStop doing the correct thing, and they do have buyers. You just don't see the price yet because we have a corrupt market structure at the moment. Oh, don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. They're gonna pump this like no tomorrow. Okay, they're gonna bring in the right people to talk positively about GameStop, just like how they're doing right now with Bitcoin, you guys. Bitcoin used to be the most hated. They're not talking about it. They're not, promoting it left and right. You know why? Because they've been accumulating it like crazy. They've been accumulating it since $18,000. When you, as a retailer, because you don't hear them talking about it on TV, right? So that's why, again, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, because institution was not there before you, right? And also, too, keep in mind, these institutions, they have to convince their board of director to be like, hey, I want to add GameStop to the mix. What do you think? They're either going to say, that's terrible. Why would you want meme stock in the portfolio? They lose money and all that stuff, right? Whatever narrative that they heard from, the big wig out there. They might still have that prejudice, okay? So that's why you don't see, arm flailing around, But in the meantime, they probably will buy it in their own personal account. And so, you have to, convince people brick by brick or quarter by quarter. And so now, like I said, guys, just because they see this type of thing, that doesn't mean that they're going to add at this moment. They might wait for another quarter for double beat, and then maybe another quarter. Some people wait until they see a full year of trending in the right direction. And for them, revenue is the biggest indicator that, okay, now I could invest and know for sure that I'm not going to have any downside, less risky, because I am managing hundreds of millions of dollars here. It's not just my own money, right? So as retail, we have that I guess, what is it called? What do you say? You have that advantage for sure, because you could make that decision based on your own portfolio. You don't need to consult anyone. Yes, you have to consult yourself, trust yourself, to the point where you are convicted in the play, and that you're not, following someone just because, someone in social media tell you to buy it, right? That's why, again, I advocate you guys to think for yourself, and come up with your own conclusion. just because I think it's gonna go up from here doesn't mean that it's gonna go up from here. We know that, right? So think for yourself. Yeah. Can I suggest an interest? Okay, yeah, go ahead. An interesting, profitable stock. Yeah, go ahead. What are you buying? You mean for GameStop or for me to invest in instead of GameStop? Anyway, you guys. Grub? No. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Is that really? Never heard of it. Okay. Found it. Is this the one? What does it do? Why? Okay. Beat a little bit, beat a little bit. Okay, okay. Don't know anything about this company. How much share do you have? I know. Well, good luck. Good luck. Looks like it's coiling to go up. Guess that's Grubhub, like some delivering company. It's okay. Cool. How many shares do you have? It's like Uber. Okay. All right. Congratulations. It's $5 a share. Trading at, looks like they miss a little bit of earnings here. Pretty small company. Yeah, pretty small. Okay, well, I hope you make a lot of money on this. What price did you get it at? Yeah. Not going to touch it though. Because I don't know who owned this. Look at this. There's a lot of volume, okay, coming in. So, who knows? Maybe this is the. Where do you think it's gonna go to? You just got it? Where do you think it's gonna go to? All-time high? Okay. Which is 3x from here? 2x? Alright, good luck. Good luck. Anywho, you guys. Well, I hope you learned something. I know. Okay, so long-term debt. Okay. So now we no longer could say that GME doesn't have any debt. We do have some, but the debt is 0%. Okay. So unfortunately, we can't not say that anymore, which I'm sad about that. But not really, not really. So yeah, we a total of $5.1 billion of total liability, but we have asset of $10 billion. Okay. Share equity. Look at that. If you look at the share equity, and not anything else, you could see that we have an increase in shareholder equity. And that's what Ryan Cohen is here to do. Now, by the end of 5 years, we should have, remember, I do the calculation, right? We should have around $8 billion, assuming that we're not going to do anything. Assuming that Bitcoin is just going to be at this price point, which is ridiculous in and of itself. Based on my estimate, we're going to 10x Bitcoin, which is $5 billion by 5 years. That might be too aggressive, but it's okay. Still. It's a prediction, so get over it. But Bitcoin alone, we're going to be able to come up at $5 billion, okay? So 5 billion plus the, let me see, the 3 billion from the operational and interest, okay? So that's $8 billion on top of $8 billion on top of the 5. So that's $13 billion in 5 years. So take that to the bank. That's a good prediction right there. So, but yeah, I'm having fun, you guys. So, but anyway, I'll let you guys go. Kind of feeling a little bit sleepy. It's 9 o'clock right now, but I'll send you off with a kick-ass song about, hold on, not that one, you guys, not that one either. I've been making song, you guys. I've been making lots of songs. I hope you guys love it, but I'll play a couple. Alright, guys. Thank you. Goodbye. Good night.
Keeps calling GME to I. Their old math fails to justify. No meme stock dream, just a brand new fight. Systems too slow, stuck in hindsight. Their models lie blind to the light. Risk engines hot in the night. Not overpriced, just unseen right. Crash when the future's near. Short sellers break, but the hands stay clear. The data breeds not some dead old shard. A movement paints with a bleeding heart. Their models lie blind to the light. Risk engines halt in the night. Not overpriced, just unseen right. Like stars too bright for their sight. The game has changed, they stay the same. New rules blazing, digital flame.
the ticker, where the diamonds hold tight. Gamestop sitting at 23, but it's prime for the flight. Hedge funds short in the future, thinking they've got the edge, but the apes see the value, pushing right to the ledge. Cash piles stacking billions, no debt in the game. Undervalued treasure calling out your name. Oh, GameStop prices of steel, yeah, it's begging to buy. 2288 closing, but the moon's in the sky. From the basements we rise, with the memes and the might. Manipulation crumbles in the dead of the night. It's a steal, it's a deal, feel the squeeze coming near. GameStop's calling the faithful, drown out the fear. Roaring kitties whisper, echoes through the feed. Turn the retailer rebel into the stock that we need. Analysts saying 21, but we know it's a lie. Undervalued by 21%, watch the short sellers cry. Earnings on the horizon, September 9th in sight. Contrarian gold and retail shining oh so bright. Oh, GameStop prices are still right, it's begging to buy. 2288 closing, but the moon's in the sky. From the basements we rise, with the memes and the might. Manipulation crumbles in the dead of the night. It's a steal, it's a deal, feel the squeeze coming near. GameStop's calling the faithful, drown out the fear. They called it a meme, but it's real as the 5 billions raised in hours. Power cures dynamite, no more playing the rules, we're rewriting the board. GameStop's the revolution, here's the retail horde roar. Market cap's 10 billion, enterprise half that strong. While the wolves keep on howling, we know where we belong. From the ashes of veil to the peaks we ascend, this price is a steal all night. You can depend, hold fast, diamond hands, let the legacy build. GameStop's the future, unbreakable, unyield. Oh, GameStop prices of steel, yeah, it's begging to bow. 2288 closing, but the moon's in the sky. From the basements we rise, with the memes and the might. Manipulation crumbles in the dead of the night. It's a steal, it's a deal, feel the screw coming near. GameStop forever, crystal clear. They bet against us, thought we'd fall, but Cohen's got the plan for all. From bricks to clicks, we're building strong. The underdog singing this victory song. In the shadows of Wall Street's towering might, GameStop stood small, ready to fight. Big funds laugh, said it's all over now, but the underdog rose. What do they about? Who cares if they short the stock? Let them short, we'll turn the plug. With diamond hands, we hold on tight. GameStop's rising into the night. Enter Ryan Cohen, bold and so grand. A leader with vision taking command. Confidence tried, no fear in his eyes. Turning the tide under stormy skies. Who cares if they short the stock? Let them short, they'll break the law. With diamond hands, we hold our fight. GameStop's rising
Oh baby, GameStop got that glow, turning heads with profits steady slow. From losses to wins, Q1 flip the show. Net income rising like a rocket go. Ryan Cohen, yeah, he's the king on the throne. Chewy founder turned this beast to gold. Visionary moves, got big money moan. Had the CEO dream, bold and uncontrolled. New partnership with EPS, so fine. Trading collectibles in 1 million line. Digital power packs open online. Pokemon to sports fortune shine. GameStop, so sexy, can't look away. Stocks on fire, night and day. Diamond hands holding, never gonna sway. GameStop, baby, you're my bae. Shareholders loyal, we never let go. Through the dips and highs, right in the flow. Meme stock magic, feel the afterglow. GameStop forever, watch the empire grow. GameStop, so sexy, can't look away. Stocks on fire, night and day. Diamond hands holding, never gonna sway. GameStop, baby, you're my bae. Best time to be alive, so bright. Push start shining in the light. Bitcoin rising takes the flight. Collectibles lead the financial right. GameStop's got cash to grow. No more burns, just profits flow. Small but strong, they steal the show. Quarter gains begin to blow. People's eyes will open wide. Shock will spread like waves and tide. GameStop's power can be denied. Watch it rise and take the soaring high in the digital sky. GameStop and Bitcoin side by side, leading the way in e-commerce fame. Gaming and card collectors untamed. GameStop's got cash to go. No more burns, just profits flow. Small but strong, they steal the show. Quarter gains begin to glow. People's eyes will open wide. Shock will spread like waves and tide. GameStop's power can't be denied. Watch it rise and take the ride. Big Sale is under attack, feel the strain. GameStop resilience breaks the chain. Marketing mastery, none can outshine. A beacon of truth in a world so blind. People's eyes will open wide. Shock will spread like waves and tide. GameStop's power can't be denied. Watch it rise and take the ride. People's eyes will open wide. Shock will spread like waves and tide. GameStop's power can't be denied. Watch it rise and take the ride. Soaring high above the rest. GameStop proves we're truly the best. In e-commerce and marketing,
it to the players to the top.
Feeling tied down by your office lease? Can't seem to fill your workspace? Introducing Cadence Flow.
Walls of screens, numbers flashing bright, Gamestop rising, Bitcoin taking flight, no smoke and mirrors, just pure market mind. We're changing the game day and night. They said we couldn't, but we're proving them wrong. Together we're building a financial song. No hype, no lies, just genuine worth. We're shaking the system, giving birth to a diamond hands revolution, breaking free from their institution. Gamestop Bitcoin leading the way. We're here to From retail shelves to digital gold, a new era story being told. No suits can stop this tidal wave. We're riding history, brave and brave. They laughed at first, but now they see the power of our community. No flash in the pan, we're here to last. We're writing the rules of the financial past. To a diamond hands revolution, breaking free from their institution. Gamestop Bitcoin leading the way. We're here to stay. Forever and always, not just